Good afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my beautiful co-stars, Judy Loge and Veronique Arsenault. Good afternoon, ladies.
Hello, Audrey.
Hi. It is a gorgeous day here on the Miramichi. Beautiful, beautiful weather. A little threatening of a little bit of rain, but we're sort of getting used to that part every now and then.
Yeah.
We get a little sunburst.
It's been summer, though. We've been lapping up the heat.
It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous week, for sure. And lots going on here in Miramichi, as per usual.
Always. Full schedule.
Definitely.
For everything that's
definitely. We have lots and lots to talk about. We are going to start off like we usually do with a quote of the day, and it's my turn.
Yep.
And I want to share this quote with you, and it's really, really short, and I'm going to tell you what it is first, and then I'm going to tell you the story that goes along with it, because I was recently away a couple of weeks ago to the country music Cavendish Beach Music Festival that I had won passes from singing on the radio at Christmas time.
Yes, I remember
By
that.
the way, thanks to Ann and Michelle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
You're a winner.
that finally came to pass. So I had gone to that, and my quote of the day is live in the moment. And that, often people will say that, live in the moment, but never did it hit more close to me or close to home than being at the concert that weekend. Friday night I landed there a little later, but got to see the last two bands, who I was looking for was High Valley and Little Big Town, which are fabulous.
I would have liked Little Big
They're
Town.
fabulous.
They are fabulous.
They are. And then on Saturday, it was Kane Brown and Chad Brownlee, and then Kip Moore came on, and there was a much larger crowd that day. And he come out, Kip Moore come out and sang a few songs, and the stage is there, and then there's the runway part, and he actually came out a few times. And of course, the minute he comes out, and I was sitting a ways back in my lawn chair, and people have their cell phones out and taking pictures and things like that, and he comes out and he stops singing, and he's like, I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing. He's like, I am sick and tired of your Snapchat, of your Twitter, what you had for lunch, where you're at now, and different things like that. And of course, everybody's got their cell phones, and he walks right to the end of the stage, and he points at one lady and says, "Put your cell phone away."
Really?
And live in the moment.
Okay.
I am standing right here in the flesh and blood, and you're looking at me through a device.
They just wanted to capture the moment, though.
Yeah.
Their memories
for
in
a
their
picture.
mind forever. But is seeing him going to be there, like the visual?
It's no, like, and I had mine up too, and it's true to see him in the flesh and blood as opposed to looking through here.
Yeah.
It's a much greater feeling.
It
And
is.
it's much more real.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And he said, we're going to do this old school. And he sat down on the end of the stage with his legs flung over, and all of a sudden I couldn't see him at all because 10 million cell phones went up, even more so. And I just thought to myself, they don't get it. They could literally reach out and touch him if they wanted to.
They wanted to take him home, though, Audrey. It's like to be able to play it and say, "Look what I saw! Look who I saw!"
Yeah.
That's.
But
why
I mean,
they're
that's
doing
how we did it
No, I
back
know.
in the
Live
day.
the
Like to
moment.
live in the moment and actually enjoy the concert and the
course.
feel and the sound of the music. And for me, because I took off to the concert, unfortunately my husband wasn't able to go with me, and at the last minute I couldn't find anyone to go with me. I chose to go anyway.
Good for you.
And I was 3 days by myself in a hotel. Went to the gym one day, went
nice.
shopping, went to the farmer's market, took in the concert all weekend. And even though I didn't bump into anybody I knew until the last night, befriended some girls from Toronto and from Montreal and Halifax and things like that.
Nice.
That last evening, who as soon as they realized I was by myself, they were like, "Oh, not anymore, you're not," and they just pulled my chair over and sat with them.
You do make friends. Gerard and I were in New York at Christmas.
Live in
this
the
woman was
moment.
celebrating her birthday by herself.
Yep.
And she was in the elevator, and she said, "I'm here celebrating my birthday by myself." And Gerard said, "Happy birthday!" We bought her a drink, and we gave her a hug, and got to talk to her.
Yeah.
You know, but But you enjoyed
It
yourself.
is. I enjoyed myself, and I just thought I'm going to live in the moment.
Yep.
Is what I wanted
We're
to do.
living
Just
the moment
live in
here
the
now,
moment
baby.
and
On live
take
TV.
and truly enjoyed. I went and got breakfast and I had breakfast in bed each morning.
Nice.
You know, it
Rejuvenated
really
yourself.
was. It did. It really did, and I enjoyed it. And I think sometimes everything's so hustle bustle, and you're worried about taking a break and taking the kids on vacation, or you and your husband and things like that. You need to take some time for you.
Oh, we need our alone time. I love my alone
There's
time.
nothing wrong with being alone and being in the quiet.
Yeah, I
and
locked the
just-
bedroom door, put the dog outside.
I'm
the
not
kids.
talking about the bathroom.
I'm joking. I know, but I can spend I enjoy my own company.
Yeah, you know what? I love my own company,
Yep.
and I very rarely, I can't tell you the last time I had a 24 hours to myself. Like I honestly can't tell you the last time I had 24 hours to myself.
Like I
You
even enjoyed
need
the
a
3
Yeah,
Right.
I do, and I made the decision though this summer that I was going to make memories. So I've
Right.
had a rough 4 years. You know, we hadn't really had any. I have become very unfun. I have, and I know, and I'm very conscious of it.
I don't think
Right.
so,
No,
Mary.
I really believe it.
don't believe
I
that.
really
no,
believe
I
it.
see you, and
Because
I don't.
by the, you know, everything is although I'm enjoying, you know, everything that I go to and everything that I'm a part of, there's very little time for spontaneous anything in my
know what
life.
you mean.
And so I decided this summer that I was going to put an end to that, and I was going to take some time and actually have some fun and make some memories. And so I have a couple of girls' weekends booked already, and you know, like and then I actually took vacation last week for 3 days.
Nice.
And I had a friend visiting from away, and like I although I understand the desire for him no longer to see those cameras in his face, I also understand though that desire to capture a moment, because when I look back on pictures from when I was younger, and we didn't have a camera in our hand
Right.
all the time, but when I look back on those pictures, I remember how I felt,
that's
you know, and I remember
Yeah.
those people, and I realize that we've gone totally the other way.
Yes.
But I think that we just got to find that happy medium, because I whipped out my camera a couple times this, you know,
Well, I
last
would
week.
take out a video before I'd take out a picture, because I went to see Tina Turner when I was 18. My mother took it, and no cameras, no nothing. And I can relive that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Every little aspect, because I had no choice but to remember it and
Vividly recall
all
that
the
experience of
little
her.
details and
Yes.
kinds of things. I don't
Yeah.
need the photographs. I didn't have them to remember
Yeah.
stuff by.
But like I said, I can
Yeah.
see both sides, right? Because
too.
I love looking back on those pictures.
Yeah.
You know,
I think pictures are wonderful, sure.
And I can understand wanting to have those now, because there's, you know, life is so fast
And
right now.
you've got that in your hand.
Yeah.
To say,
But I
was
mean, take
there,
a couple
this
of pictures and then put it down and
Oh,
just,
that's true.
Yeah,
And just
and I get
enjoy
that.
it.
I get that.
So
Right.
let's just switch for a few minutes to the little catastrophe that happened on last Thursday.
Last Thursday morning. So as I said, I had a friend visiting from away, and we had just had breakfast with my dad at the Rod. And so my friend had a headache, so we walked to the Pharmasave. And so because
On
we
Water
knew-
Street,
yeah,
yep.
we needed
This
to
is
get
after breakfast.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was about 9:30 at that point, because
Okay.
we knew Dixon's opened at 9.
Yeah.
So as we were crossing the parking lot, there was a delivery truck in the parking lot at the Rod, but up to Dixon's, right? So it was right at the delivery door of Dixon's. So we, you know, waved to the driver, and so we had just crossed. There's that centerpiece in the Rod parking lot where there's 2 rows of parking.
Yes.
Right. So there's the one that's right up
Oh,
against
yes.
Water Street.
You mean the upper part of the
So
the upper
there's
part of the
right up
parking lot.
against Water Street. Then there's that middle section where
Right.
there's 2 rows, and then there's the other section that it goes down the little hill, right? So
That's right.
anyway, so all of a sudden you hear. I didn't associate it with what it was, but you hear crunch, 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 crunch. Right, and in my mind, it was, you know, that sound that those delivery truck the door
sliding
makes when it
doors?
goes up and down.
Yeah.
It's like, grrr, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me. So I wasn't really paying any attention, and all of a sudden I hear someone call 911. Someone call 911.
Oh no.
So we turn around, and my friend says, "I think my car got hit." And I'm like, it can't be. So we turn around. So
he was parked.
Yeah. So I whip out the cell phone and I call 911.
That's where they're handy, those cell phones.
Well, this is I always
Yes.
rationalize it in my mind that I need to have my cell phone on me in case I need to call 911, because I've had to do it in the past.
Well-
like I've had to do CPR on somebody. I've had to do the Heimlich maneuver. You know, so I've been in emergency situations. And so I always rationalize in my mind, although part of it is just rationalization because I carry my phone, whatever. But I've always rationalized that I have to have my phone on me just in case. So anyway, I call 911. And so as we get to that middle section, it's car carnage, basically. There's 9 cars piled on top of each other. And the delivery truck had hit them. And so we don't know what happened to the delivery driver, whether the poor gentleman had a seizure or passed out or
weakness.
no idea. And none of my business. None of my business at all. But anyway, so another gentleman that was with the lady who had said call 911 had climbed in through the window of the cab of the truck because it was a semi. Like let's remember this is a.
Were the other vehicles moving, or were you talking
no,
all parked cars?
Everything was stopped.
Okay,
It was all parked cars.
They were totaled, weren't they? Those cars?
Yeah, they were. So so the one gentleman crawled through the window of the driver's side of the truck.
Okay.
And then unlocked the passenger side, and then another gentleman crawled up, and so they were trying to revive him. So I'm on the phone with 911. And so we're going through, where are you, all this stuff. And so then they say to me, well, we need to know every time he breathes. So I then had to climb into the truck as well.
Oh my.
So there's now 3 of us plus the driver in the cab of the truck. And he was starting to revive, and they were talking to him, and I'm talking to 911, and we're going through this whole thing. So finally the police arrive and the ambulance arrive, and so I climb down out of the truck and I look. And there's like cars piled on top of cars, half of cars missing. Like it was just everywhere. Now my car happened to be the last car in that lineup. Not a scratch on it.
There. Wonderful for you.
Not a scratch on it.
People.
And very, very little damage actually, luckily, to my friend's car. So anyway, the ambulance came and the delivery driver was able to step out of the truck himself.
Thankfully.
And he seemed to be coming around. My heart broke for him.
And nobody was hurt
there was
in that
no
accident.
pedestrians.
Isn't that amazing?
Nobody in their cars. Wow.
That could have been.
Yeah,
they could
it could have been very, very serious.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he must have dropped off his delivery, and when he went to pull away,
whatever happened.
Yeah.
But luckily he wasn't going very fast because he had just pulled away, literally just pulled away from that delivery door. But he hit the first truck on that in that two
which
lane,
only would have,
which just took everything else with it.
Do you know what? Isn't it amazing how people respond?
Yes.
There's that
It was
cocktail
immediate,
theory. I took I did my psychology degree, and they always said how people will just either freeze and say, "Oh, somebody's going to help that person." They all just stand back.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I find people are with their training and like you said, new CPR and all these things to have kids to act fast, taught in school.
Yeah.
They are now able to be first responders like you were.
Well, it was
wonderful.
And I mean, and then of course, once the ambulance took him away, then of course my adrenaline wore off.
Exactly.
My adrenaline
Shock.
wore off, right? Yeah. So I'm like,
It's a terrifying
draining.
experience.
Yeah, and
Right?
totally. And it took us about 3 hours before we were able to leave because my friend's car was the last car to be peeled away.
He was visiting.
So, but anyway, everybody handled it really well. Everybody was very calm. But my heart just broke for that delivery driver.
Me too.
Because he really didn't know what had happened.
Hopefully he's okay.
And I really hope he is because he just
that's just it. I mean, that's why we have accident insurance and
Exactly.
different things.
They were
like
cars.
That.
We'll get
you know
over
what
it.
I mean? I mean, it's different. For me, I feel like there's a difference when it's someone who's got undue care and attention.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone becoming very ill behind the wheel.
With no control over it,
Right.
And we were
exactly.
lucky because everybody was lucky. We had just crossed in front of him, like probably 20 seconds before.
Yeah.
But also, he could have been on the bridge.
Well, his next
could have
route was Highway 11. The
He
lady
could have been
in
on the
store
highway.
said.
He could have been anywhere.
That's where he was heading. Was the route not 11?
Yeah.
Highway. onto
so
Moncton.
like really, we were very lucky. Like
know.
just
Yeah.
as
it
a
could
community.
have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure,
So
for
for
sure.
me, that was a real moment, and I had a wonderful few days while my friend was visiting, and
Good.
that was a real moment where I thought.
Anything can
How
happen.
lucky are we?
yeah.
How lucky
right.
are we? And
That's just it.
life has been stressful, and it can be stressful. There's no question.
That's
But you know
right.
what? We're still on the right side of the grass.
That's right.
We're still getting through every day, and it'll get better eventually at some point. And you know what? Nobody was hurt.
And the other day I was telling you briefly about driving on the King George Highway.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was the middle of the afternoon,
Yes.
and we were so busy because of the bridge being out and a one-way traffic now.
summertime, there's more people out and about.
It was crazy busy.
Yeah.
Like the traffic was streaming from all the way from one end of the King George Highway to the other.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm driving along and doing the speed limit. Thankfully, I had my sports car, but I was doing under the limit. And this guy decides to just walk out between all the cars coming both ways.
Thinks he can scoot across the street.
Literally missed my car by, I'm going to say, like a foot. And people were like, what? And I went like, I had my roof down, and I went, what are you? And I pulled over and I said, are you trying to be killed or what?
Yeah.
Like he just, there was no reason, rhyme or reason, he didn't even glance up.
Wow.
So we don't know, but anyway.
I mean, that some
could have
people
killed
have
him.
done that.
Well, yeah, and
some people have done that,
and I know people have done
unfortunately.
that.
Well, my heart stopped for a moment,
Well,
and I
I
did
can't
pull
imagine.
over, and I said, you better smarten up and
No.
look.
Yeah.
I don't trust, when I do see pedestrians, I don't trust that that they're going to change their mind or decide to cross or different things like that. Like, I mean, where my new salon is in Douglastown, that's a busy spot right there.
Busy spot, yeah.
A fella from Manual Insurance, he decided to scoot across the road. We're not sure what it was he was going for. And
got hit?
Yeah, early one morning or whatever. I don't know what he was scooting across for.
Too
he had been
fast.
at work.
It's too
And it's
very. You have to be
really
so
quick there.
careful.
Yeah,
That's the thing,
very.
but and I think like you really have to you have to be aware,
Be on
right?
guard,
And we talk so much about texting and driving and drinking
still
and driving
doing
and
it.
all that, but like you really have to be aware, and it you see it now.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
But I mean, and talking about making memories this summer, it's something that I want to see on our Facebook page actually.
So we have a challenge for our viewers.
We do. So it's summertime. We're committed to having some great times this summer. So we want to see what your favorite memories are, and we actually want you to post your pictures on our Facebook page. And you're going to win something.
Yes.
You have the chance to win weekend passes to the Irish Festival. So by Friday at noon, okay, so between today, so Monday, and any day this week until Friday at noon, we want you to post your summer memories on our Facebook page, the Have a Chat Facebook page. You have the chance to win weekend passes to the Irish Festival.
Two weekend passes.
Yeah, 2 weekend passes.
To the Irish Festival.
And then next week, starting on Monday again, we're going to do it for another whole week, and you're going to have a chance to win passes to the Folk Song Festival.
That is so
that's
awesome.
that's exciting. So we want you to post your pictures of your favorite summer vacation memories, or from the past or from what's happening right now. It doesn't really matter, but go to our Have a Chat Facebook page. If you haven't liked it already, make sure you like it, and then post your pictures there. And like Veronique said, we're going to give away 2 tickets for 2 passes, weekend passes for the Irish Festival.
Yeah.
So you want to get your pictures in as soon as possible, before Friday at noon, you said. And then the next week we'll do another draw and give 2 tickets away for the Folk Song Festival.
Awesome.
So to all our viewers out there, we know with the cell phones it's pretty quick and easy for you to actually upload a photo to our page. We want to see that, definitely. We've got more Have a Chat right after the break. We have Delmer White joining us next, so don't go away. We have more Have a Chat right after the break. Welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch, and we have more great show coming up for you. We were just chatting with our quick chat portion of our show, and we were letting our viewers know about a contest that we have going on right now. If you missed the first part, we want you to know that we're looking for them to post your summer vacation, your favorite summer vacation pictures from the past, or the ones that are happening right here, right now, summer memories, yes. And this week on Friday at noon, we'll give away 2 weekend passes for the Irish Festival. And then the following week, we're going to give away 2 tickets for the Natalie McMaster's Monday night show, August 7th.
It'll be awesome, that
for the
show.
Folk Song Festival.
For the Folk Song Festival.
Be beautiful.
So definitely we want you to put your pictures on and let us know.
And we'll have that up on Facebook.
Yes, that's right. And now we would like to welcome Delmer White. Hello, Delmer.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Welcome.
Fine. I'm fine and feeling very comfortable with
Are
these
you?
3
You know
ladies.
what? We
Yeah.
want you to
what
be
we like.
comfortable.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
And welcome all the way from Dogtown,
All
not
the
just
way.
next door. You came for a little drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Beautiful
you're
day.
here from the, let me get my paperwork out, the Atlantic Salmon Museum, and you come all the way down from Dogtown. And
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way, like
I know.
it's 4 hours away.
Sometimes we get down this far.
Yeah.
Sometimes we make it to the big city.
Right. No.
So tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Well, I'm a retired school teacher.
Okay.
And after that, I became a paramedic for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and now I do some bookkeeping and tax preparation.
Okay.
And, but I volunteer most of my spare time is with the Atlantic Salmon Museum. And I am president of the museum.
Yes.
I have been for the past 6 years.
Wow.
And we're very excited about the things that are going on at the museum.
You have lots of information to bring us today.
Lots of information, yep.
So you tell us
Well,
then.
what I know about the Salmon Museum is just that about the children at school. My kids have gone where they've released salmon.
Oh, yes.
Is that
Yeah.
you guys and everything too? They're like, we're going to
Yeah.
release the eggs,
Yes.
or they have eggs and they hatch. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know much.
Very technical.
I
Very
know.
technical.
I
No.
know.
Though,
Though we have a lot of schools attending who
Okay.
released their the fry
Yeah.
at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about the inception of the Atlantic Museum.
Okay, well, it began back in the early 80s, mainly through the work of the Central New Brunswick Historical Society, a group of dedicated people who were collecting information and oral history of the area, and realized there's enough information here and to create a museum.
And there it is, and it's beautiful.
And
Yeah,
and the museum itself is filled with artifacts. And originally it was mainly local artifacts and so on,
Okay.
and I'll talk about more what's happened in this past year. But there have been some changes, and we expect bigger and better changes. The museum opened in 1983.
Yes.
Wow.
And we've been going strong since. It
Beautiful.
requires a lot of volunteer time.
Okay.
And we have a board of directors. And luckily, our board of directors come from varied backgrounds.
Yes.
We may have people who are fishermen, but we also have homemakers,
Teachers.
retired school
Yeah.
teachers, and whatever. But we all work together to make this a central part of our community.
Beautiful.
And we have one thing that's very popular in our museum is the river room, which is really a banquet room overlooking the river. When people come in, they often don't realize the view that they're going to see when they come into our museum, because it is on the banks of the Miramichi.
And we're so blessed to be on
We
this
are.
river.
We are. And that's a good fundraiser for us, because we do a lot of catering and rentals.
Oh.
Yes.
Weddings and so on take place
Conferences, and they stay
here.
there and have banquets.
And we are in the center of the province, so we are getting more and more
Yes.
businesses coming there and bringing their employees from different parts of the area.
What a great
Wonderful.
other way to
Yeah.
make money for the actual museum itself. I
Yeah.
think that's very clever.
Right, and it does depend heavily on fundraising.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know the world of nonprofits.
So if
Right,
I went to
right.
the museum, it operates every day, does it? Your
It-
operating hours.
It is, okay. June to September, it's open 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday,
Good.
and on Sunday, noon to 5.
That's really nice.
So
Very
we're
honest.
open, and throughout the rest of the year, we are open by appointment.
Okay.
So if some organization or individual wanted to visit the museum, we can arrange that it will happen.
So you have a program for children ages 6 to 12.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit, because it sounds like so
Yeah.
much fun.
Is
I'll
it
be
new?
honest.
No, it isn't new. The name has changed over the years, and we had it used to be called Ecology School, but now we
That doesn't
call
sound
it
like
Very
much
formal.
No, it's not as much fun.
It doesn't sound like very
That
So
sounds
now-
a little bit like
Prep
work.
school.
Right, yeah. Well, I'm afraid I'm an old biology teacher,
I was
and
gonna
I think
ask
I
you.
may have given it that name
Hey,
back
science
then.
is your thing.
But someone smarter than I realized, let's call it "Come Play on a River."
Yes.
More
So,
enticing.
it is, and we have. We take about 20 students a week. They're there for 5 days. daytime only. We
Oh,
don't
okay, I
do
was
the
going to say, it's not a
overnight.
sleepover camp.
Not a sleepover camp.
Day camp.
All electronics are put away. It's so they
yes.
can live in the moment.
Very good.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
See? Yeah.
And so we tell them about the life cycle of the salmon, the ecology of the river. Had to get some of that in.
Yeah.
We do go on nature hikes. They canoe. They
Wow.
learn how to tie flies.
Wow.
So it's a full week. We have many students coming back year after year.
Okay.
And actually, we do have some students that come back several times during the one summer.
Loving it.
Because, and they love it.
It's
It's
a great program.
very popular, and it's sort of our flagship activity.
Well, and it's a great way to start them off young with that love of
Nature
the
and
river
the
and
knowledge of it.
the importance of,
Yeah.
Right.
our ecology.
Exactly.
Even though it
Yeah.
doesn't sound sexy, it's good.
Yeah, it is.
And you
It
do
is.
have a Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about that.
Well, the Hall of Fame is where we honor those people who have contributed to the salmon fishing industry. They could be fly tyers, guides, outfitters, maybe a cook in the camp, writers, conservationists, and we induct 5 or 6 people each year. We have a large banquet. That is another fundraising activity.
Good.
And we have maybe 150 to 200 people attending
Wow.
each year.
Nice.
So it's a nice dinner. We try
So
to
this
do it
isn't a
upright.
small spot. This is
This is a big,
good
well,
sized
actually, we
lake.
can't do it in our
Oh,
river
okay.
room, so
Okay.
we have gone to the curling club.
Is it a
Oh,
salmon
okay.
dinner, Delmer?
Well, it is a salmon dinner.
It just had to be.
But,
Had to go there, right?
But that has some questions too. It's farmed salmon and that. I don't know if you've heard of Morris Green.
Yes, yes, we have.
Morris Green is a great person who is, he's an honorary director of
Okay.
our museum.
He's passed on, right?
No.
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 No, this
No.
particular man more, okay.
But he's written that book.
And
he used to
beautiful.
be MLA,
Okay, got it.
Minister of Forestry a few years
Yeah,
back.
no, I'm thinking of another
But
gentleman.
he has
Another gentleman.
given many hours to create that book. Now, that's people who have been inducted into our Hall of Fame.
Beautiful book.
He's fleshed out developed greater stories about these people.
Gorgeous.
So this has developed more interest in our museum, and now we're having people inducted in our Hall of Fame. People are asking to have family members inducted from maybe the Restigouche River, the upper reaches of the Miramichi,
Right,
the
right,
St.
right.
John.
So it's
Yeah.
expanding.
It's expanding. So that's
Isn't that wonderful?
that's created a lot of
160
interest.
There'll have
years
to
of
be
salmon
series.
stories. Can you
Yes.
imagine that?
Yeah.
With that, that would be
There'll
a
have
great
to be a
read.
series.
It is.
Right.
It may be we may have to get Morris to write another book.
Where is he
doesn't know
living,
that.
Delmer?
In Doketown.
Oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, to keep him busy. Not that he doesn't have anything else to do, but it'll keep him busy.
I'm thinking of the other gentleman that was in MLA, Morris. Anyway, it was
Dion.
Dion.
Yes.
That's exactly who I was thinking of, who
That's
passed
it, yeah.
away, and it was
Yeah,
a
I
member.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So let's
Now,
see.
but now you've had something exciting happen in the last 12 months,
Okay.
and it's quite the undertaking that you've
Mm-hmm.
all taken on. Tell us a little bit about the collection.
Well, last September, we received an email, and I don't know, like there are so many emails that come into an organization,
Yes.
and it almost got passed over. But there in BC, there was a gentleman, John Keith King, who was an architect and land developer in Vancouver, especially Granville Island, which is sort of the arts center now there in Vancouver. And he was a collector of artifacts for sports fishing. He also had 2 other passions, and one was model trains, and the other one was model ships.
Oh.
So he
Oh,
created
nice.
3 museums, And okay,
Is that one of his pieces?
That's one of the pieces actually created by his wife, and who is also a sculptor and artist in her own right. And that is a part. You will see many of the. Let's see. Yes, these items here are a part of the collection. Now, we knew, so he
emailed you about donating
the
to
family. He passed on. A friend of the family was looking for a place where the family wanted this to remain together and a home for it.
And where else, what better place to keep it all together than
that?
That's right. So what it was Dave McCann, a friend of the family, also asked Dave Clark.
Right.
And Dave Clark used to be Attorney General here in New Brunswick.
Right.
But he's now living in BC. So he said, why not the Atlantic Salmon Museum?
They're gorgeous.
So
I know.
this collection is worth $500,000.
Oh,
people have to go and see this.
Only a half a million.
Only $500,000.
That is
beautiful.
Okay,
That's
and
amazing.
we didn't. So we knew this was coming. We made arrangements for it to come. A transport truck arrived in April, so we had to make room for this collection.
That's right.
So really, 98% of what was in our museum has been put in storage.
Okay.
We cleaned off our walls to make room for this new collection.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
And
You have an
they
aquarium.
have
we
live
do
fish?
have an
Oh,
aquarium.
my gosh, I
We
love fish.
have an aquarium.
I love them.
And you see MSA, we have Mark
Yes.
Hambrook is
Oh, he's
also on our board of
wonderful.
directors.
Okay.
And he helps us with the aquarium, and
He's so enthusiastic.
I'm like, here's
Yeah.
a really silly question.
Yeah.
Are those salmon?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
He's been on
I
our
don't
show
recognize
before, and
him.
he's just like you. He takes
Yeah.
such an interest
Yeah.
in the river and the fish and the
Yeah.
whole museum aspect.
Right.
Wonderful. Look at how big
Yeah.
is this
I
building?
was about to say, it's quite large.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It looks-
It appears, anyone who comes in, they find that it's much larger than it
what-
appears
Yeah.
from
Sure.
outside.
It's an attractive building.
But here's the thing. We're going to have to expand because we have this new collection has filled our museum,
And you need to
and
bring
we
out.
have the old collection.
Wonderful pieces
Yeah,
from
you're
you.
gonna have to
And we
expand.
want to incorporate
Incorporate.
them together. So a benefactor who right now would like to remain anonymous will donate $350,000
Beautiful.
My goodness.
for expansion.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Someone else has come up with $50,000.
Oh, good, Delmer.
But
Right.
But-
Beautiful.
But.
there are buts.
Yeah.
Contingent on getting equal amounts from 2 other levels of government.
Okay.
But we've had contact with the
Okay.
other 2 levels of government,
Wonderful.
provincial and federal.
Good.
And Pat Finnegan has
of
been
course.
through,
Great.
and he's quite impressed with what he sees.
I'm sure.
Bill Fraser has been through,
Oh, good.
and he also is quite impressed with what he
Supportive.
sees. So we are hoping that within a while here, we can
Yes.
bring these 2
Definitely.
levels of government together and support us, and then we can get the
amazing.
private
addition.
amount of
Yeah.
money, and we can do an expansion. We also have an architect that has designed our expansion for us.
Wonderful.
We
Yeah.
hope that within next year you'll see work going on in expansion.
And we have to, for anyone that wants to email you and find out or visit the museum, you have some contact information for us.
Right?
Your email is museum@nbnet.nb.ca, so that's easy enough. And you're at 263 Main Street, right in Doketown, so you
Right.
can't miss your spot.
No?
And you have your general phone number, but your toll free is 1-866-725-6662.
That's
Very
wonderful.
good.
Can't miss you guys.
No?
So I'm getting a message to talk about the Chase the Ace.
Oh.
Is there a part of that?
Well,
just because
we
we've only got a
do-
couple of minutes left, so we don't
We
want to leave
always
anything
talk
out.
about fundraising,
Okay,
don't we?
yeah.
Well, we have started Chase the Ace like many communities
Yeah.
have.
Right.
And we're doing quite well. Now,
Good.
this Friday,
Okay.
we're expecting our jackpot to be about $90,000.
Lovely.
Which
Zero?
is very
Oh
90.
my
Oh, you're going to
Yeah.
be there,
Wow.
Veronique? You guys going?
90,000.
Who
So
had any idea?
Yeah.
we didn't. We didn't. But we're
Beautiful
doing well with
win.
that, and
That's
and
fabulous.
it's creating a lot of buzz for our
Yes.
community.
It's a beautiful
and
community,
for-
by the way, Joketown.
Yes.
Love to go visit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and so we'd be happy to see you ladies up there.
90,000, we
Wow.
can split it.
I'm
I
sure.
would split it for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Sure. Doing a great job up there.
Okay, I'm just wondering if there's anything else we should talk about.
Well,
Well, we've only got about 30 seconds.
We got one
Okay.
minute. 1 minute to
1
break
minute,
before our
so,
next
look,
guest.
I
but
want
if
to
there's,
thank you for the
we want to
opportunity.
thank
And you're
you
on
so
Facebook.
much.
On
Your
Facebook,
museum's
and
on
we
Facebook.
have a webpage.
Webpage.
So whatever.
We're gonna head up and see you.
we
Yeah,
can-
we should
We
do
should do a
that.
little day
and we
trip.
should definitely have you back again and give us an update on how
That
you're
would be
making
great.
out with the
We would look
expansion
forward
and
to
everything
that.
Good luck
else
with
like
Be
that.
happy to do that.
We'd love to,
Yeah.
to hear more and keep us updated. And
And the more we know about preserving our
right.
planet and preserving our salmon and the better it is for all of
I
us.
know.
no, it is definitely,
Yeah.
You've
definitely.
made great headway, and people should get that book by this wonderful
Morris
gentleman,
Green.
Morris
Yes, I
Green.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100.
And we do have them
160
for sale in our gift shop.
Okay,
You
that's
do.
perfect.
That's good to know
That's
as
a
well.
beautiful
Yeah.
cover
Yeah,
on the
it's a
book.
good
It
size
is.
book. A lot
Good
of
idea.
photographs.
Book.
Exactly. Again,
Yeah.
thank you,
Thank
Delmer.
you, Delmer.
Okay,
We'll
thank
be
you.
back with more Have a Chat right after the break. We have Susan Butler joining us. Don't go away. Welcome back to more Have a Chat. We were just chatting with Delmer White from the Atlantic Salmon Museum. Lots of great information from him.
What a nice guy, too.
If you haven't been there yet, I think we should take a scoot up.
Girls' day
For
trip.
sure.
I know.
Jump in the car, then we can jump in the river after that and have a swim.
Okay. Sounds good.
On a day like today, we
Bring
can
the
definitely
bathing
do
suits.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd like
We're
to
gonna drag
welcome-
Susan with us.
Yes.
Yes, we'd like to welcome our next guest, Susan Butler.
Hi,
Hello, Susan.
Susan.
How are you?
Nice to be back with you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for
Welcome
joining us.
Wonderful
again.
friend of the show.
Yes, definitely, definitely. But you're here to talk to us today about the Miramichi Folk Festival,
Yes.
which is just around the corner.
But tell everybody, since we all know who you are, and everybody else on the planet does too.
There might be someone
but
who
there
doesn't.
might be somebody somewhere
Might be one
that
viewer out there.
doesn't.
One old guy saying, who's that? Oh, no, I think I've seen her before.
So you tell everybody who you are first.
Well, I'm Susan Butler, and this is my 35th season as volunteer director
Aye.
of the Miramichi Folk Festival,
Incredible.
Canada's longest standing, and
I
we're
know.
celebrating 60 years
Woo.
this year.
Wow.
Cause for
incredible.
big applause.
Yeah, that's
6-0.
incredible.
Yeah.
We've been
right?
celebrating since January. We've had something, 2 or 3 events happening every month, so I'm
really?
starting
Okay.
to getting tired.
Yeah.
You're starting.
And then getting into my busiest season because we have 14 shows.
Oh,
August the 5th, August the 6th to the 11th, and this year we have
every night.
Natalie McMaster.
Whoa.
We've got over 1,000 tickets sold already.
see
so
why.
Miramichiers, you know, you snooze,
Yeah.
you lose.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
have
those are the tickets we're giving away.
that's
two
right,
of
2
them.
tickets
Two
to Natalie
tickets.
McMaster, and she's going to have her children
Oh,
and
they're
her husband
beautiful.
Donald Lay.
I have goosebumps when you
I
say
play
it.
their video
I'm just
over and
like,
over of them
there's-
dancing and
yeah.
playing.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Well, they're so
So,
wonderful.
Susan, just quickly, where do you get tickets? Because, like you said, they're
Well,
moving
tickets
fast.
are on sale locally
Yeah.
at Brookdale Flower Shop
Okay.
and Kingston's Car Wash, or online at PayPal. I've
Okay.
sold to New York, Philadelphia, Maine, and
You're
all parts of
kidding.
Canada.
Kingston's, Chatham, and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's, well, they better grab them
But
quick.
it's really easy. The PayPal that comes through my computer, and I get the PayPal order, and I just send them out.
Oh, that is going to be a
Where are we
awesome.
hosting that? Where is she playing?
It's going to
it?
be at the Beaverbrook, yes, sir. Everything is at the Beaverbrook Kin Center except this show.
Okay.
because of its size.
Size,
It's
I
going
was
to be
gonna
at the
say.
Miramichi Civic Center.
Okay, that's
And
when, as soon as you said you had 1,000 tickets sold, I went,
That's
where's she gonna be?
the official opening is at 7 o'clock. We have our
Okay.
speeches from 7 to 7:20. I'm a
Okay, that's
stickler
good.
on time.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Though. That's
Yes, you
enough
are.
time.
We had sent
Yeah.
an invitation.
So don't be late if you have a ticket.
That's right. Anyway, we sent out an invitation to the Premier and also to the
Oh,
Prime
wow.
Minister, but due to their busy schedule.
Conflict.
But my dear friend Pat Finnegan,
Yes.
our MP,
Yes.
is going to officially open the 60th
Wonderful.
Miramichi Folk Song Festival.
Great.
Along with, we'll have Bill Fraser and Lisa Harris, and of course our mayor, and I understand Jake Stewart was invited, but he'll be on vacation, but he's going to send somebody in his place. So
Okay.
we'll have all bases covered. So
60 years. Wow.
What
Yes.
most people though wouldn't realize about you, Susan, is that you do this all through volunteer. Like it's you're
That's
you're,
right.
you're a volunteer.
That's
girl.
right.
Like you,
I've never taken
No.
a check in 35
Yeah.
years.
Well, that's something to be
No.
commended on.
Yes.
Yeah,
For sure.
exactly.
And when we started out, we didn't even have 2 nickels to rub together.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's
No,
what you call
this is
giving
it.
back.
But when you have a passion for
That's
something,
right. Yeah.
seriously,
and I still
when you
have it.
truly have that in you for something in particular,
But you
it
know,
doesn't feel
after
like-
35 years, like I know I have a couple of years left, but I am looking for someone who, and I don't want, you'll never fill my shoes. I
No.
don't want you to fill my shoes.
It's not possible.
I've been toying around asking Melanie Ross Breen if she might be interested, and I said to her, "You do not fill my shoes. You can
Create
cut
your
back to
shoes."
3 days if you want to, you know, because I'm a
Yeah.
cultural radical. As my husband said, you don't know when to stop."
But this has been your baby. This has
It
been
has
yours for.
I have never enjoyed anything as much, and you know I have the same enthusiasm today, this year, as I did 35 years
Well, that's
ago.
Really?
remarkable.
You know,
Yeah.
and my philosophy is that when it stops becoming fun, then you stop.
That
doing it.
right.
is that's
That's
so
just
true.
it.
So
And it
true.
needs to, you know, and the next people that take over needs to take a different route. And you know,
Yeah.
you don't follow what the person previously
No.
did. You
No.
go in a new
You don't want to
direction.
be compared to that.
Yes,
you
and
want
you
to
don't
create your own.
That's right. And
you know
I
what I
said to them, you don't fill my shoes. You buy new shoes,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
go in
yeah,
a new
yeah.
direction.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So tell us about your book. First of all, that was put
show
out
this?
in May, right?
Yes,
Your
my
first
brother
book.
named the book because
brother
he
named
said
the book.
it's for the love of it.
Yeah.
He said any damn fool who worked for 35 years and not get paid for it had to do it for the love of it. And I said, oh, and I love
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and I kept it.
I think it's
Right.
perfect.
We had a wonderful book launch. We had over 200 show up for it, which I almost passed out. I couldn't
No.
believe it. Yeah, they were from
Nice.
everywhere. So we were really, really, really pleased.
And it looks like a beautiful book.
It's a history of the Folk Song Festival, but a lot of it is the last 35 years that I've
I'm just
been
going to show the
directing.
CD too.
And that was the new CD has 15 different people on it.
What?
And of course, my big love is the last one. I do Proud to be Canadian, and I have a 75 voice St. Andrews choir with
that's
Emily.
gonna be beautiful.
Nice.
Emily
Directing.
Pickard, come on.
Emily, yeah.
Oh, I love
directing.
Emily.
it.
Yeah.
But anyway, they are phenomenal. They did it in 2 takes. Tim
Yeah, they are. I heard they're
Yay.
just
Yeah,
amazing
Tim
young
McDonald from the Packing Shed did the recording, and the Miramichi Fiddlers are on it. There's Frankie McKibben
people. Love him.
and his wife Jenny, and there's Melanie Ross Breen, there's Aubrey and Helen Stewart, there's
Oh.
Joanne Lynch, there's Mary, there's Kevin Driscoll,
my.
there's Jimmy Lawler,
I
Bob
love
McCullum.
them
so-
all. They're all
yeah,
fabulous.
yes.
They're all
So-
there.
So this book, okay, so you had this in your dream to write a book, but you're trying to
It
probably
wasn't
find
a-
the time
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
it.
it was, but not only that, it wasn't just a dream; it was a necessity.
Okay.
I figure
Yeah.
after celebrating or going into our 60th season, there should be some form of documentation
Yes.
somewhere.
Well, I mean,
had
the photographs, Tommy Hunter.
yes,
Dear Tommy Hunter.
Yes.
Who didn't
And-
love him?
And there's Rita McNeil there too.
She's
No, yes,
beloved
yeah.
Rita.
But anyway, I just felt I certainly am not a writer. My uncle, my dad was wrote a column for the paper and that, but I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to do it? It took me 5 years to get myself organized.
Okay.
I had 59 files. I had the stuff to work with, but how do you go about writing a book?
That's right. Where to start?
So then I highlighted on people like Marie Hare,
Oh, and look at that.
yeah,
Oh,
and
beautiful
Alan
photos.
Kelly, yeah.
I know, just the photos alone are
Yeah.
historical.
And this,
right?
your own book is very attractive, and your coverage
The
of
cover
the front with the
was-
Centennial Bridge
Yes,
and
well,
you on
know
the
who-
back.
Yes, but you know who designed the cover?
No.
Was Edie Zabo.
Oh, she
yeah.
did.
The artist, the
artist.
wonderful artist we have here
Well,
on the
we
Miramichi. She's been a great supporter of the Miramichi Folk Song Festival.
And the
so
salmon
And the
on
salmon.
the front.
Yeah, yeah.
So traditional.
Tell us a little bit about what's going to
Beautiful.
happen during this year's festival. So it's your 60th, so we know it's
60th
big.
anniversary.
Yeah.
And well,
This is the
this
60th,
weekend, as
right?
part of the Irish Festival,
Yes.
we're doing an Irish folk concert at the Rod, which I'm so pleased.
wow.
We've got the
Nice.
Dagle Irish dancers. We've got Melanie Ross Breen, Jim Morrison on fiddle, Joanne Lynch, Jimmy Lawler, and my sister and myself.
Love them all.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a really, really nice evening of music. It starts at 7 o'clock, and we'll be done in time so they can go pubbing afterwards.
7 at the Rod.
At the Rod,
And the
yes.
date again, Susan?
Is this Saturday,
Oh,
the
that'll be
22nd,
that'll be
and
well
it's only
attended.
$15. Tickets are on sale at the Irish office, but plus Kingston's Car Wash and Brookdale Flower
That's
Shop.
awesome.
Yeah.
So much
And there's
going on.
limited seats, so you
Yeah,
have to
it's a smaller
Yeah,
venue.
that's
So,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
this
some-
is your schedule
Yeah,
of
the
events.
schedule
for
of
the whole-
events. We've got Claire and David Young, and they are fabulous.
They are.
They're going to be special guests for our gospel
Beautiful
concert.
couple and beautiful voices.
So are these available
Yeah,
all over Miramichi,
well,
right?
they're
Every
going
little-
very fast.
Oh,
Let me
are
tell you.
they?
I don't know
Showing
how many
prints, huh?
thousands of them, but I don't know where they
well,
all
you've had
went
them out.
to.
You've had them out since.
I know.
But when you're
February.
talking about
Okay.
these people, we have to realize how much talent's on
Yes,
this river.
exactly.
Like all of
Unreal.
these local people, some are from
That's
away,
right.
like McMaster and
Well,
company,
in
but
my
I mean,
book, I make mention that our local people are the cake.
Yeah.
Our special
right.
guests are the
Icing.
But you can't have the
Have
icing
icing
without
without
the
the
cake.
cake.
I love it.
I'm all about the
That's a
icing.
good-
Just messy.
I know, yeah,
I'm all about the cake. I'll be
But
honest.
anyway, as you know, we have our big opening act is Natalie McMaster, her
Ooh.
family and children,
Yes.
and also we have the Miramichi Fiddlers back again. Roger Langtang, the accordion extraordinaire, will be here.
Oh.
Our children's show this year. Our little featured guest is going to be Lala McFarlane.
Oh, she's beautiful.
If anybody goes to St.
Yeah.
Michael's Church and hears the children's choir,
Yes.
she generally solos, and she's just a darling.
I think she's fantastic.
And
We've-
her mom's been on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, we have Greg Hoover coming back from New York,
Ooh.
and Jerry Roberts back from Ireland.
Oh,
They're
yes.
going to be doing noon luncheons.
Yeah, Jerry's playing for the Irish Fest too.
Yes.
So we're
Quite the
lucky
lineup.
there. Yeah.
We also have Folk Feast and Fun. Now this is by reservation only. You get a full course meal at 11:30. This is Thursday. Full course meal, and you have entertainment till 1 o'clock. You go down to Ridge's Wharf and get on the Max Aiken. Greg Hoover is going to be singing you on the waters. Then you come back and have a little rest. Then you take in the Ivan Hicks show with a
I love
whole
Ivan
crew
Hicks.
of entertainers. Then if you have any energy left, you can go over to the kitchen party at the Black Horse afterwards. That's all for $45.
That,
kidding.
Yes,
I'm like,
and you-
that sounds like my
day.
night. That
But
sounds
anyway,
like my day.
But
That's
how
a great
affordable
day.
is that?
I know you get, and the menu is pork loin with new potatoes, vegetable, white and chocolate cake with boiled frosting, tea and coffee.
Oh,
Where do people
land.
eat, Susan?
This is at the Kin Center. You
Okay.
start at 11:30.
11
yeah,
is the
and
meal.
we can only accommodate 50 people, so it's first come,
Oh,
first
it's gonna be
served.
tight.
Okay.
I've already,
Busy.
we've got very
Yeah.
few seats
I'm
left, but you
sure.
can call. But anyway, then on Friday, we've last year we sold out, but because of our closing dinner concert. So this
Right.
year we've moved it to Carrefour Beausoleil. Pat, the chef back there, is phenomenal.
wonderful?
He's
Yeah.
really going to look after us. We've
Yeah.
got Marshall Button, who's our
Ah.
special guest.
Love him.
We also have Rob Curry and
Yes.
Melanie Ross Breen entertaining opening for Marshall.
Oh,
They're
beautiful.
terrific together.
Then what we do is we have supper at 6. Then you go into the theater for your first part of the show. Then come back for dessert, which is strawberry shortcake with strawberry dipped in chocolate.
We're talking at
Have you
lunchtime.
had the strawberries recently?
And then the second half, we have the Scottish fiddlers that are here, came over from Scotland. They're going to be here for the Scottish Festival. So John McCain wanted to know if I'd have them for to
Well,
present. I
yes.
said, sure, why not?
Jam-packed.
But anyway, it's a full week, and there's 3 noon luncheons. The breakfast is on New Brunswick Day, which is pancakes, sausages, homemade biscuit, orange juice, tea, coffee, and live entertainment. We've got Jim Morrison and his band. He's got different members from Riverview, phenomenal piano player and saxophone player, a drummer, and
Susan, are there too many people to mention to talk about sponsors because they're so invaluable?
Well, the main sponsors I have to speak about.
yes.
Okay.
Monday night show with Natalie McMaster would not be possible without the generous contribution of the city of Miramichi.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
They really went above and beyond.
Good.
And then again, our Heritage Canada
Yeah.
through federal funding is keeps the festival going, as well as the provincial funding.
Yeah.
And I just want to touch on that, Susan, just for 2 seconds, because I've heard it over and over again that, why does the city put money into these things? Why does, why does the federal and provincial government? But we've seen it. We saw it with the Tall Ships. We're going to see it this weekend with the Irish Festival, and we're going to see it with you at the Folk Song Festival. It pays back
The spin-off.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, when I send in my final report, I have to break down like restaurants, hotels.
Exactly.
And it
Number
is
of people
phenomenal.
through
They
the
all
door.
stop in the businesses.
Yeah.
They
Like,
go
that's
into the
right.
rich
They
go
go
shops.
shop,
They go
they
downtown,
eat,
the
they
mall.
gas up.
And what I
Yeah.
do after the festival, I go around to the business and I say, when the festival was on, did you see? Oh my heavens, yes, we had
Good.
so many
Exactly.
people in.
Exactly.
And we have a bus coming up from St. John.
So
There's 57 coming up
Yeah.
for the opening of the festival.
So there you go.
And
Get
one
your
of our
people-
local restaurants, because most of them were closed that day, I needed to have a place for 57 people, and
They're gonna
Florence
open?
from Mary's Restaurant is going to open just for them.
Florence from Mary's.
Fundy Line Hotel.
Okay,
yes.
good food.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
But anyway, they're going to open up and look after just those
Oh, isn't
those
that
people.
wonderful?
Isn't
Oh,
that's
that's
what you
nice.
call
That's
cooperation.
Miramichi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That's
why
Miramichi.
I love doing the festival, because the people of Miramichi support
Embrace
me.
it.
You know? Yeah, they
and
do.
You, and
They
you do
make it
sleep a little bit.
easier,
You have
for
time
sure.
to sleep at all?
Ask Jack. I'm in bed and I'm way out of bed. You say, stay awake to listen to the news, and I'm going,
No,
what did
it's
they say?
too
And then I'm
much.
gone.
It's just such a huge undertaking.
Well, it's amazing what you've done. Just
And then be able to produce
Yeah.
a CD on top of that.
yeah.
Like,
I've been.
Well, I
I've
didn't
been-
know how. I thought, my God, how am I going to do this? But
I know.
I have a lot of faith in the higher power is what
Me
gets
too.
me through everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with you
know,
on that
so,
one.
You know, and if you don't put the faith in him, who have you got to be
That's
with?
right. Yeah.
So this
got your back.
just a real quick question.
Yeah.
Where do people go to record these actually?
No, I told Jim McDonald from Packing
Tim.
Shed did it.
I was going to say, I
Tim.
thought she said the packing shed.
Yeah.
And just
No.
for the viewers listening,
McDonald.
that's
I do
an
know
actual
him.
place.
It is.
Yeah, he's a
That's
great guy.
Oh,
He's a very wonderful
phenomenal.
person to work
He
with.
did an awesome job, and
Yeah.
like Melanie Ross Breen, her husband recorded her session in Halifax, and,
All right.
and so did Frankie, because rather than have them
Yes.
come back and
Yeah.
forth, as far as the Miramichi Fiddlers go, they played, of course, Matilda, the Logieville two-step,
Oh,
Matilda
wow.
Murdoch.
Yes.
But anyway, they went to down to the Siemens Hospital,
Okay.
Jim did, and recorded them. The same with when I did my Proud to be Canadian one. We went to St. Andrew's School, and
yeah.
the children were so excited.
No, Jim,
I
he's
just
an
loved
amazing
them all.
guy. That's-
75 of them. Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
no.
And they were right on.
I heard
Yeah.
that about Emily. She's
Oh,
got she
I-
has them just in
she-
order.
Well, and I've
and
worked with her with the
skilled.
Miramichi Regional Music Festival
Oh, yeah.
for the last number
Gifted.
of years, and she's
Oh,
just
yeah.
wonderful.
No, she's
wonderful.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
The talent that we have here on the river,
Yeah.
like it's just unreal. And that's why I try to focus on. Also, we have Jared Lutz from Moncton,
Oh,
a very
yes, I know
noted.
Jared.
He's been coming up
Yeah.
every 3 years, and he wants to come back again. So
Good
I
for
said, "Oh,
him.
bye." And then we have a Kat LeBlanc from a regularly. I believe she's from Nelson originally, but she works in Fredericton. She's coming over. She's doing some of her own music, and a Patrick Murphy rather, from Nova Scotia. He's a retired Navy boy, and he's into the music scene, so he's coming. So there's all these little special guests that's coming. Also, Junior Hubbard on Thursday night is doing Beaverbrook.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
coming
this
out
is
and
full.
going, and he just looks like Beaverbrook when he so.
Isn't that amazing,
awesome.
eh?
Do you have, like, it's also outstanding, and every person is not just a musician and performer, but a friend. Do you have any particular special highlight for you during this big anniversary? It's something that you're most looking forward to above all?
Not necessarily. The highlight was getting the book and the CD done. That was
For a
my
lot of
highlight.
people.
Yeah.
But we have a couple, Art and Jean Topman from Maine. They've been coming every year now. And they just can't wait to come back and they come for the whole week.
They're regulars.
Like I'm going to say there are just a few passes left.
Okay.
Because we only could sell so many passes because I had to leave the regular nights open.
Yeah.
And for I think there may be 10 passes left. They're $100. That takes in everything. The only thing it doesn't cover is the noon luncheons and the boat trip
Right.
or the
Right.
breakfast.
Right.
But it
Those are
covers
separate.
Natalie McMaster, all the evening
Imagine.
shows, and the closing dinner.
That's
you
quite
know,
a price, a
that's-
low
yeah,
price for all
yeah.
of that.
No,
Yeah, so-
exactly.
Yeah.
So when this is all said and done, are you taking a break? Are you going on vacation?
Yes, I'm going to New York for our 45th wedding
Yay!
Oh,
Celebrate
good for
But
you.
yourselves.
then again, I have right at the end of August. I have to start planning for
Okay.
next year because Heritage Canada needs their forms in by the end of September.
Well, then
I know.
enjoy your
Yes.
anniversary. Think about
Definitely.
nothing but Jack.
Well, I told our daughter Kathleen, I said one thing
Thanks
I
so
want
much, Susan, for joining us today. It's
Thank
been a
you.
great show here at Have a Chat. Thank you for watching. We'll
Great.
see you again next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.